I mean, we're coming from England where we're playing 16,000 with Aswad and
Yeah.
Maxi Priest and that type of thing. And, you know, Indonesia, Malaysia, just Japan, Brazil. And then, you know, we come back home now, we got like, all right, this is the reality. We're going to play this 200
200 people.
capacity.
250 people. It's like, okay.
It's all good.
My mind is blown right now.
Yeah.
You're
well, you know,
international superstars, and now you're having to come to the U.S. and you're like,
But it's cool. We love it.
Yo, it's the Sugar Shack. Sit back, relax, cause it's time for another podcast.
how's it feel coming back together and being back and reunions? It's been some
Well,
long time.
I'd like to welcome my daughter Adana to the mix. This last night was her first show with Big Mountain. It was, it was a little bit of an emergency situation. She had to make her decision in about 2 hours,
It was quick.
and she
Yeah.
flew out. She flew out on Friday night, and we
Yeah.
actually we played a party that night. I didn't make her jump on stage, but she did jump on stage at the end, and so it's just nice to have you with us, baby. Thank you so much for coming in and in the clutch, my baby.
That's awesome. This is cool. So is this your first time kind of getting into the mix and playing with, at this scale, playing in a band at this scale?
Definitely, yeah. My previous experience is college a cappella. So
Wow.
yeah, so super different. But
This is awesome. How
playing
cool
with
is this,
instruments.
right? That's
Yeah,
great.
but no, it's been like just an honor to play with such talented musicians. Like just to be able to jump in as a novice with like all these people. I couldn't like imagine ever like. I just never would have imagined having an opportunity like this, and we've all meshed really well. Like, I mean, I've known him since I was tiny, since I was a baby. Yeah. And no, it's been really a beautiful, beautiful blessing for sure.
Wow. Brad. So how long's tour for you guys? It kicks off. When do you guys start officially your US tour?
We started last night.
Oh, last night.
You guys are a beautiful little segue to our next number of shows that are going to be in South Florida. We're doing Fort Lauderdale, Lakeview, Sanford, Tallahassee.
Oh, let's go, Greg.
But we're I mean, you know what? Dates keep coming in. I mean, we've been a little shy about doing the club thing in the U.S.
Sure.
You know, and something got into us this year, and we said, you know what? It's time to do it, and we're gonna be all the way till like the third week of April for the most part.
Okay,
And then
wow.
we're going to take a few weeks off, and then we get started in festival season. But U.S. is being good to us. The dates keep coming in, and we're just kind of like, you know what? It feels good. The timing feels right. We recorded an album in Jamaica in July.
Okay.
So that's going to be released in March, middle of March.
This
So
is
we're really
exciting.
excited
Yeah.
about that. The name of the album is Freedom.
Okay.
And just, you know, in this business, man, like life, right? You can knock on the door and you can just work so hard to try to put something together, and then all of a sudden it just kind of falls on your lap. That's the way this year has been.
Wow.
You know, everything that we've set out to do, somehow we've got it done, man. And it's just the timing. You can't really explain it, because this business can be a real challenge to find the right energy at the right time and make it all work naturally. But it's happening.
Wow. That's so cool. I agree. I mean, in different ways, we're here at Sugarshack experiencing some of that right now. Just things falling into place, hard work, persistence, consistency, and then just seeing pieces kind of align and just taking full advantage of all of those opportunities. And so that's cool to hear that you're experiencing that. You guys are experiencing that as a band too, you know? I think we're finding pockets of people that are like that. So I feel like we're not alone. It almost feels like some sort of movement out of the crazy couple years or something, you know? I don't know. Just
Something in the air.
new life coming out of all the.
I think we're
hardship.
all appreciating the work that we put into whatever our specialty. You obviously have a lot of really talented people here,
Yeah.
and you guys have had to work and focus to do that. And then after 2 years of just kind of going, wow, I prepared myself my whole life for what I do, and now the opportunity to do it has kind of been taken away from me.
Yeah.
And we're definitely feeling like just appreciating being on stage, appreciating playing for people, being in front of people. You know, I mean, just last night, we played up in Saint Augustine,
Yeah.
and it was like, wow, I forgot about this.
Yeah.
This feels
that
good.
had been the first time you had played music. I mean, live, and how long?
Well, since August, and
Since
we
August.
did, and we
With
did,
You
as
guys-
Big
yeah.
Mountain.
and
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
and
yeah.
that
I mean, we
whole
all do
tour,
solo stuff. Kino do some
Sure.
stuff with side guys on his
Yeah.
own. But as Big Mountain, our last gig was in August.
Wow.
Literally, we're
Wow.
just seeing each other 3 days ago.
Wow.
I'm coming from Malaysia.
I know. I know.
I came in
touring with
Wednesday
Tanya.
morning
We were
from
coordinating.
Tokyo to meet these guys.
Wow. You're jet lagging.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
he was hurting bad.
Oh man.
So yeah, this is the
I know.
first.
We got an email and Tanya said something like, "Our drummer's coming in from Malaysia." We were like, "Whoa, that's crazy!" You know.
Yeah.
That's right, because we had to postpone the
Coordinated.
first
Right.
Yeah.
coordinated
yeah.
podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for being here
Yeah, man.
and making the
Definitely.
time, guys. I mean, so amazing just to hear just the music coming out of you guys. It feels so seasoned, and it feels like, I don't know, just professional. You guys are great musicians. Thank you for
I'm
tonight.
glad
Really.
everybody
Um,
enjoyed it. Yeah,
I'd
man.
love to hear some of the beginning though. Like a lot of our viewers are familiar with some of your music, but maybe they don't know your story or your background. Like, how did Big Mountain become a band? Like, when did it form? How did some of your relationships forge and kind of bring you to where you're at today?
Well, let me just say that I was on a Zoom call with the band in Kuala Lumpur, and when Kino mentioned to me that Adana may be joining us, I was like, "What are you talking about? Adana? Adana is singing?" So that's to show you that this, for me right now, is the surrealist thing to have her. Because when I met her, I had just joined the band in October 1998 after leaving Shaggy. I was holding her. She was 2 years old. Are you kidding me? And I'm just finding out last week in Malaysia that she may be joining us on tours. I was like, Kino, what are you talking about? Like, Adana is singing now? And then she's on stage with me last night, and I'm like,
Oh man.
Adana. Because that's what I used to call her when she was 2 years old.
Wow.
And now she's on stage with me, and I'm like, wow. But you have to understand, the DNA of this music
Yeah.
is in her
Yeah.
more than me.
Yeah.
I joined Big Mountain in 98. She's born in it. So it's just a natural thing for me to be seeing her. I get it. I'm like, psh, Adana's got this. This has been her life. She's born in this. So she's going to get this shit. And I'm just so proud, man. For real.
It's so cool. Yeah, come on. Let's give it up for Adana.
For real, man. I'm like, it's a moment. I'm
Yeah.
just telling you. I'm still like, I'm sending pictures to people right now in Jamaica and saying, this is Kino's daughter. I've known her since October 1998. And now she's taller than me. So, yeah. It's a special.
It's beautiful. It really is.
special. Seriously.
really
You
is.
don't even understand.
I'm crying over here.
Yeah, man. Our first song we
Yeah.
worked on, the first song I brought that we worked on that forged our relationship, 1998, is a Lionel Richie song called The Only One. She was 2 years old, running up and down in the studio.
Wow.
And now she's on stage with me, and I'm like, still kind of like, wow, this is crazy. And I'm like,
It's a
Adana,
blessing.
all she needs right now is a tambourine.
I know. We were like, we can't do the tambourine. It was like the mics are so hot here and stuff. But I know.
Well, you know, when Paul and I got together in '98, that was kind of like right on the brink of some really tough times in music business. You know what I mean? The whole piracy era started, and and although we've done a lot of international touring throughout the years, it's been a little difficult for us to just get focused on the U.S. And we realized, although Florida is a big reggae state, we've never played in Florida together. And I just got like, we had to sit there and think, my God, you know, because I mean we've played so many shows together, but somehow,
Wow.
you know, the U.S.
Done in Florida.
Surprising,
we
yeah.
just got started in the festival thing.
Yeah.
And there's a festival everywhere around the world, a reggae festival, I should say, you know. But, you know, Big Mountain started off just some young California reggae musicians that were just enamored by reggae music. We released an album under the name Shiloh in 1990. And then 1992, we were forced to change the name to Big Mountain. And we had a song on that album called Touch My Light that somehow just took radio by storm. And then one thing led to another. That song kind of got us the gig on the Reality Bites soundtrack. The producer of...
Okay.
And the director, Ron Fair, of that whole album, he worked in RCA at the time. He loved Touch My Light, so he invited us to do a demo of Baby I Love Your Way, which ended up just transforming everything and changing our lives, and it almost a little too much because it was, you know, I was part of a community of people in San Diego that just really believed in the message of reggae music, really believed in the transformative power of this music, and it changed everything about us. Like, you know, I talked a little bit about it in Rastaman. You know, we were all became vegetarians, and all of a sudden started reading books from Ethiopia and. But, you know, at that time, if you could think back to 1990, well, you know, it was even before then. I mean, we got started really like probably right after high school, 86, 87. Middle of the Cold War, you know, post-Vietnam. There was a lot going on. It was a real intense time. Reggae music just kind of came and gave us something to really hold on to during a very, very... turbulent time in the United States. But very soon we found ourselves touring with all of our heroes. It was the craziest thing. I mean, one minute I'm sitting there listening to all of these amazing people. Of course, Bob died in 1981, so I never got to see him. But next thing I know, we're on stage with Marcia Griffith and Judy Mowat and Freddie McGregor and my two biggest hero bands, because we were a band, Steel Pulse and Third World. By 1994, they were opening up for us. So it was very strange. Very strange.
Wow.
You know? And then, you know, like a lot of bands, it's really tough to keep bands together. And we were just a little garage band, you know what I mean? It was like, and all of a sudden we're finding ourselves playing with the greatest reggae musicians in Jamaica, right?
Wow.
So
I remember I saw them. I was on tour with Lollapalooza. I was touring with a dub poet called Muta Baruka. And on our day off, we went to see them in, I think, Chicago. And I was watching them on Reggae Sunsplash. And I was like, these guys, white Rasta guys. It was 1993.
it was a whole...
5 years later, we were on the phone talking about me joining the band. I was like, yo, all right, cool.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I realized that we had to really step up the quality of the musicianship, you know. And you get on the road, you start to make friends, you know. And we've had a lot of legendary musicians, Santa Davis, you know, Tony Chin. We're talking these Peter Tosh's backup musicians, you know. But when Paul and I joined, I mean, we were like, there was a click. There was like this energy. There's like, I felt like he was my peer, where having Santa and Tony, it was like so intimidating having those guys in the band, because
Some of that
I had
pressure,
just seen them a few years before with Peter Tosh, right? And although I honor them and they're still my good friends, there was an energy that Paul and I, you know, established, and it was like, you know. And then Paul, he pretty much helped me piece together the last few editions that we've had. I mean, the band that you saw tonight, essentially we've all been together since about 1999. Paul came in 1998.
Wow.
And then Goofy and Chizzy came in 99. Mikey Ortiz, the bass player, you know, he's already been with us, for like 14 years. I mean, it's just interesting how
That guy right there.
that guy.
Yeah, I saw that guy in Brazil.
Mike Callan.
And I was like, Kino, that's the guy. Call that guy. I want him on bass. Trust me, this dude, priceless. Youth, priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's awesome.
And so, you know, we've had this amazing band for a long time, but we haven't really been able to play my home country, you know, United States. So it's like just beautiful to finally be able to say, okay, you know what, we're going to do it. We're going to do this club tour. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be crazy. Club tours are always really, really difficult. Club tours break up bands, you know.
Wow. Yeah, but
hard.
you've been preparing. For
Oh,
this.
we've
You're
been
forged.
preparing. And you know what? We're just excited. We're excited to
Yeah,
go
I
out
mean,
there
yeah,
and meet people.
It's crazy.
And meet people that have been a part of our music forever, that, you know, that have been wondering what the hell's going on with Big Mountain.
So wait, is this the first time you guys are doing a U.S. tour? No.
In a long time.
In a long time.
In a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, we're coming from England where we're playing 16,000 with Aswad and Maxi Priest and that type of thing. And, you know, Indonesia, Malaysia, just Japan, Brazil. And then, you know, we come back home now, we got like, all right, this is the reality. We're going to play this 200
people.
capacity.
250 people. It's like, okay.
It's all good.
My mind is blown right now.
Yeah.
You're
well, you know,
international superstars, and now you're having to come to the U.S. and you're like, fuck.
It's cool. We love it. We love it.
You got to like build up the fan base.
You know what?
here
Last
now,
night,
right?
hey,
Again.
props to St. Augustine last night. They killed it. I mean,
Yeah,
that
man.
crowd, it was 200 people, but man, they were screaming and the vibe was so beautiful.
Yeah.
You
And
know
sometimes these smaller moments, you know,
Yeah,
we always
yeah.
say this at
Yeah.
Shack. You're like, these little moments like this are gold.
They're priceless, man.
Yeah.
They're
It's
priceless.
priceless. I
It's
got
what
to-
we do. It's what we do it for. That's why we do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know?
priceless. I had to play without any toms tonight. Come on. That's priceless.
Hey, the
I'd
best
be
was the
thinking
pre-production
out the box,
call
man.
when we were like, well, we can give you a pocket kit. You're like, okay, I can work with that. Yeah, okay. All
And
right.
last night we got to the club and there was 3 monitors and we were sitting there going, Tonight we get here and it's like we're all sharing one monitor.
It's a small space. It's a small space.
Nah, but it was fun, man. It was,
Yeah.
you know, I know this is gonna be a special. I know people are gonna be watching this what we
Yeah.
did tonight for a long, long time,
Yeah.
right? You know, and it's you guys. We got to see some of the stuff you guys are doing. You guys are doing great work, man.
Thank you.
And you got something real special going on here. And thank you for inviting us.
Yeah, thank you guys for being here. Can we give it up for Big Mount one more time? So we have to talk a little bit more about Baby I Love Your Way. Because you said on the call you almost didn't want to do it tonight. So my question to you is, at what point did you get tired of playing this song live? Because you were like, we were going to put this song away. That's what you told me.
Oh,
You said-
I don't know. No, I mean,
Yeah.
I love this song. One, it's a hard song to sing. I mean, it's just challenging to sing, period. Fortunately, I'm still singing it in the same key that I recorded it in.
Nice.
And I want to be able to do that for as long as I can. I'm going to try, you know. But, you know, reggae, the whole reggae scene's changed so much. I mean, we recorded this song in 1994. It was a different world.
Yeah.
You know, reggae music meant different things to people back then. Back then, this is 13 years after Bob Marley died, right? And I was talking a little bit about the times. It was just a really politically turbulent time. And this was music, reggae music, meant so much to people. And we were a small family, so everybody knew each other, right? And the most frustrating thing was that we didn't have control over our image. We were on a major label, Warner, and they just did it all wrong. They made every mistake in the book, you know, and I knew it was like we're gonna lose all the reggae fans because of the way Warner is portraying us, you know.
Wow.
It was just like one of these things. I saw everything melting in front of me,
Yeah.
right? And although we were very politically astute, we were people that were really dedicated to the Rastafarian movement and just the real core beliefs and values of reggae music. You know, the reggae community back then was very critical. It's not what it is today. So we knew it was gonna be a little bit of a struggle to get out from underneath the shadow of Baby I Love Your Way.
Wow. Which is what sent you, like you said, growing so fast and too fast. It's like the dichotomy of it is so
Bro,
interesting.
I was the most famous Rasta man in the whole wide world for a few years, and that was like as uncomfortable as anything I could have ever experienced in this
Wow.
life. You know what I mean? It was, you know, to just be sort of the flagship band of a whole movement that evolved out of a place that you weren't from, right? You know what I mean? So so it was very challenging, and you know, just being young. I mean, we've all been young. You know, you're still young, baby. It's just tough.
Yeah.
It's tough to go through all of that and just try to figure it out in your head and try to stay
Yeah.
strong. And then you have Warner Brothers. They're just trying to turn me into Frank Sinatra with dreadlocks and
Yeah.
handing me all of these,
Wow.
you know, love songs, and we're
Yeah.
sticking me with these producers and songwriters, and it's just like, you guys don't get this. You guys hired me because I'm an expert at something that's new and fresh, and you guys don't want to do what's new and fresh. You guys want to just stick to your old formula and just pop this, pop that, you know? So, Baby I Love Your Way came out in 94. A lot of people forget I cut my dreads in 1995.
Wow.
And it was out of the pressure. It was just too much pressure. And just bad management, just not, you know, not having the right guidance and stuff like that. But Baby I Love Your Way, I love this song, man.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful song. Peter Frampton wrote a beautiful song. And one thing this band has always never had a problem doing is singing great love songs and singing and being, you know, we're proud of our ability to play pop. We do it well. I know we do that well. And there's not a lot of bands, especially reggae bands, that can do it, you know. But we came from that era where everybody was trying to get on the radio, and we had to disguise the reggae to get on the radio.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maxi Priest, Inner Circle, Big Mountain, Diana King. That was the formula. How do we get on radio? We have to make reggae sound pop. And now we get to flip the formula. Now we're, you know, this new album, I mean, it's beautiful the way things have evolved,
Yeah.
because we can kind of go back to a formula that we would have loved to be doing a long time ago, which is playing Jamaican, really, you know, really how would I say, using those Jamaican elements but then putting some pop elements on top of it that we do, man. It's all good, bro.
Wow.
It's life, and it's been a beautiful journey,
Yeah.
and I'm just excited that we're still doing it.
It's really cool. What a fascinating just insight. This is the kind of stuff that I really love hearing. I mean, just being so involved in the music industry, I just love hearing powerful stories like what you've shared. So thank you.
Thank you,
for
Bryce.
sharing it. Yeah. I'm so curious from your perspective, Adana, just growing up. Growing up and seeing your dad and just being a part of music, and now you're stepping into maybe something new and exciting. But I'd love to hear from your perspective, seeing the band grow over time, seeing your dad grow and change, and what that was like being a child, in the mix of, a major band,
Yeah. Well, I was born 96 and Baby I Love Your Way came out in 94. So I when all the hype was happening, I was little, I don't have a lot of memory of that, but growing up it was I don't know, it was like, oh, your dad's the guy that did that song, what does your dad do? Oh, he sings reggae. Oh, would I know anything? Well, you know this one song, And it was always one of those things, I was so proud, but I also didn't want to advertise. I'm kind of, I don't know. I don't really tell people unless they ask me, but it was just it's always been surreal, It honestly wasn't until recently I've sort of had this new perspective of everything, because just growing up you start to look at things differently. You I think part of maturing is looking at something from a different angle, and it's I've been listening to my dad's songs with new ears, and all these songs that I grew up with for so long that I just oh yeah, I know that song, I heard that at a gig, all this stuff. I I am feeling these songs on a different level, it's all this stuff that I'm coming into my own about, all these important messages, and it's so funny. I'll be thinking about something, just mulling something over in my mind that I'm really passionate about, oh, the world needs to be like this or whatever. I have my own my own
Sure.
beliefs and stuff, and then I'll be listening to my dad's song, and one line of this song that he wrote just sums everything up that I've been thinking in an instant. And it's every time I listen to these songs again, I get reminded of how insightful and talented, and just how much he cares, all of, I don't know, I just I get prouder and prouder of my dad as I get older, it kind of went from Baby I Love You hype to actually realizing all this stuff, because when you grow up with something, you kind of take it for granted for a long time, and here's my dad. I've always been proud of him and loved him, but it especially being on this tour, it's mind just blown. It's another level, man. I honestly didn't see it coming.
By the way, she rehearsed today for the first time on the drive here.
Wow. You guys killed it.
They
One day.
rehearsed. They
great.
rehearsed on the drive.
No. It's just,
Wow.
Well, it's funny because your kids, And when I told Paul that, he's all, what? Adana's singing? I said, yeah, Adana's singing. What are you talking about? And it's I know she can do it. I knew she could do it.
Yeah.
There was no doubt in my mind, and well, especially Adana, her brother Jacob, he's gone on tour with me when I'll do my solo thing. I'll say, come. We went to Indonesia last year, where we went to the Philippines, and he's a natural too, and he has fun, but he's got this. He's already been in the music business a while, and he's got a little bit of a love and hate relationship with music. Where, Adana is just fearless. She's just always been like that since she was born. She just was born with this big smile on her face, and she's been like that. Just the total optimist. She's probably more like me than more of my kids were. It's just.
And she just wrote.
And she wrote a badass
our
tune.
next a song that's gonna come out at some point this year. She just wrote her first Big Mountains.
Go.
And
it's a doozy.
The record company that's gonna distribute it, they've called me and said they loved it.
Wow.
She wrote it. Badass.
Might need to set up some solo sessions stuff in the future. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Exciting stuff. Yeah, such cool perspective. You guys have been together for so long. We gotta hear some funny stories. Story time. Like, come on, what's some of the craziest situations you guys have been in? I mean, you've been all around the world. I need
I'm excited for this.
we're
part.
like top 5 craziest things you've experienced.
I'm
Touring and
brainstorming.
playing.
I don't know. Kino gonna go first.
Five. Oh, let me think. Well,
Keep it clean.
yeah.
All right. Well, we can't tell you anything. And Adana is
toe the
here,
line.
so we're not gonna go there.
I'll cover my ears.
Come on, Paul. You got something.
Honestly, I'm blank right now. But seriously, over the years, it's just been. I mean, we've toured with Billy Ocean, Mary J. Blige, just many tours over the world, and it's just been great. The funny stuff, I really am blank right now.
That's fine.
But we've done some stuff. Japan, Brazil with Maxi Priest. I play with Maxi Priest also. And Indonesia, Philippines. The other day, 3 years ago, we were in Sri Lanka with Shaggy, Maxi Priest, Big Mountain, Diana King. So I can just say all of that stuff has just been great. Honestly, I can't find any comedy right now.
That's fine.
But
man.
we've just
I
done
was
some
just
awesome
digging around,
stuff,
wondering,
you know what I mean?
you had a little story in your back pocket. No worries.
I can wonder what's so funny, Paul, is that you're the clown, man. And you're the one that's always making fun of me. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I remember. Tell us the story about the only one, and we messed up the word, and Brian came in.
Oh my God! We were recording the only one, which is Lionel Richie's song from his Can't Slow Down album, which is the song that I brought to the band. And I met Kino the first time. We did like this little 2-week run on the West Coast, and then we planned to record. So I took the song, pitched it to him, he liked it, and we started working it out in the studio. And we layered the background vocals for a few hours. As I said, Adana was like 2 years old, running up and down in the studio. And after Kino sang the whole song, 4 hours later, the road manager comes in, and he heard the chorus, and the chorus is like, you told me inside out, and you showed me life was about in you, the only one that stole my heart away. But Kino sang, the only one that stole. And the road manager comes in 4 hours later and said, guys, you realize that your English is wrong there. You're supposed to sing stole my heart away. And I just remember looking at Kino in the vocal room, and when Brian pressed the top back button and said, you guys, this can't go out like that. You have to sing it properly. It's the only one that stole my heart away. I just remember looking at Kino, and Kino just looked like, because we had to do everything over.
Oh,
And
true.
that was just we were just talking about it to you.
Paul is probably the chief producer in the band, right? And he'll always have these huge productions with like orchestrated and 15 million parts. We have a song that's really doing well in Jamaica right now. It's everywhere right now in Jamaica.
Yeah, we just done a Barry Salmon classic called "If Only I Knew." That's our latest single out right now, so you guys should check it out.
Yeah. If only
Big
I knew.
Mountain,
You
If
got
Only
it.
I Knew. It's on YouTube. Fat
Definitely.
Jamaica is like going crazy about
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we recorded this song 10 years ago, right? So I don't know how he got that out of me, because it's like when I came back and I sang the song again, I was sitting there going, "There's no way I can sing. It's just too high."
Yeah.
Which we come from an era where producers back in the day, like in the 90s, producers would find out what your highest key was, and they'd say, "Okay, let's sing it." I mean, it was just for some reason
They
this
just wanted
operatic,
you up.
thing was like, it was just in, and everybody was doing it. Now, reggae. The kids today, like reggaeton, everybody's yeah. Everybody's singing all low now, which is nice for me. But no, back in the day, and I told Paul, I called Paul up last week. I said, "Paul, we're gonna have to bring this down." Which we don't even bring "Baby I Love Her" way down. We're still singing "Baby I Love You" way in the same key, but
Right.
But I said, "No, man, I can't sing. I don't know how did you get me to sing that song?"
He caught it.
So no, rehearsals start tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to figure it out. Seriously.
Oh, man. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat. We're excited about your U.S. tour and excited about what you guys are doing. This has been a special night. Thank you. It's been really awesome getting to know each of you guys. And thank you for sharing your music, sharing your heart. And hopefully this has been a great stop for you guys as you kind of kick off a U.S. tour and start rehearsing.
Yeah, man. I've really always watched the Sugarshack session. When I realized it, I was like, I've seen it. And, I've told a few people, everybody's excited. I'm getting texts like crazy. When is it coming out? So I even want to ask you, when is it, what we did today, gonna be uploaded?
Great
3
question.
weeks.
There you go.
So
Boom.
I gotta
I was
know,
about to
because
say,
I'm getting texts
he'll have
like
that
crazy
answer.
already.
Eddie knows.
3 weeks. Respect.
3
Yeah,
or 4
man.
weeks. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it. I mean, everybody, I've sent out pictures, videos. Everybody's like, yo, they're impressed of what they're seeing.
You guys are doing
Loved
great
it,
work,
man.
man.
Loved it.
Great
Thank you.
work.
For
The
real.
Thank
production.
you guys.
Give me one Tom next time, though.
Maybe we'll make an exception for you.
When did you guys start? When was your first Sugarshack session?
Man, 8 years ago, Eddie?
Wow.
February 8 years ago. Happened right here on this deck. So this is Eddie and Lisa's home here. And I mean, they tell the story a lot better. I hate to butcher it, but basically filmed some of their friends were in a local band, and they wanted to film a little music video. And I think when they got behind the camera and they saw the shot, they were like, let's do this all the time, And so they just it started as a hobby. They just started grinding and working day jobs and double down. And
Wicked.
8 years
Love it.
later,
Wow.
That's great,
Sugarshack.
man.
Yeah.
That's
great.
amazing.
Well, you guys
Congratulations.
are proud of your work. It's obvious that you guys work hard at it, and just you never know where all of this material is gonna go, right? And
Yeah.
it's just a beautiful thing that you guys are documenting these important sessions
Yeah.
because music it's so important, man. It's so important that it's done correctly, that it's done with love,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that very much.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Once again, thank you so much for coming. Come on, everybody. Can we give it up for Big Mountain? Branch keeps blowing in my head. Hey, make sure you're following us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the like button. Share this podcast. You can also stream it on Spotify. Listen to it on Apple Podcasts. Do us a favor if you can. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and share it on Spotify. Really helps us get the word out. Thank you so much. And that's a wrap, everybody. Awesome. Great job, guys. Great combo.
Thank you, man.
It was a lot of fun, man.